This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Postcast, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network. My name is Tim Daniel. I'm a lifelong Reds fan, unfortunately, and I've been podcasting about the Reds for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. I want to thank you all for spending some time with me this evening as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds taking a full-on butt-kicking to the hands of the Miami Marlins, 12-2 tonight. If you were just checking my show for the first time, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Please be sure to hit that notification button if you still want to talk about this team. Or you can all get my show after each and every game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Today's best right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. On tonight's show, they actually scored 2 runs instead of 1, I guess. I should have changed that, but whatever. Doesn't matter. And Nick Martinez had a game that had most of the time he was good. 3 of his 5 innings he was good. And then, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about the last segment? It's pretty brutal right now. Kind of sucks. But let's get to it, shall we?
This is what you'll be talking about.
So they're 500 again. Last week, they were 4 games above 500. Looking like they might take a nice step there. It was cool. And they haven't done it since. As you can see, my energy levels are about where the Reds' energy levels are right now. Just get me to the All-Star break. Because I don't really know what more I can say right now. Today, they put a little bit of a, I don't know, would you call that a rally in the 9th inning? I don't know if I'd call it that because it really didn't do anything. But they managed to put a run on the board. That was cool. What am I doing? I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, what are the Reds providing us that right now in this moment that makes you excited about this? Because this is irritating, obviously, for one thing, where they can't seem to put anything together. And the other thing that sucks is I don't know when it ends. Their pitching is beat up to death. The hitting is non-existent. And they have to have position players pitch for the second time in a week. Okay, look, you're in here all the time. This is SC Highfield. We'll give you the attention you want here. If you think they're as bad as they are, who do you think is going to trade for them? Like, why would you want that? Do you really think like trading Ellie De La Cruz or Hunter Green and so is a good idea? Because that's ridiculous. And like, I don't want to hear it. You got your attention. There you go. Enjoy the rest of your night. But I don't understand it because this is just frustrating as can be. They're obviously playing horrible. Nothing's clicking for them. And I saw another comment too. It's like the whole, we need to fire Chris Valaika thing. Fire Chris Valaika. That'd be our 6th hitting coach in 9 years? At some point you need good hitters. At some point you just need better players. And at some point you need to not be scraping the barrel for guys like Austin Hayes. That's what it is. That's where they're at. And you know, like the defensive thing is frustrating because they're certainly not playing the defense that they were playing for most of the year. Obviously, we're all irritated by the fact they're losing right now. And they're not playing well. The way they're losing. It's one thing if it's like, you know, the 1-0 stretch is annoying in April, but it was 1-0. Right now they're losing 7-1, 5-1, 12-2. It's like in each of these games, these last 4 games, they've scored the first run of the game. I don't get it. And it's not like the Miami Marlins are the 1997 Florida Marlins. They're not good. I get they're playing better baseball, but they're not good. You shouldn't be losing like this to teams like this. And, you know, Alcantara, who's been terrible for most of the year, takes the hill for them tomorrow. God only knows what he's going to do to this Reds team, the way they're hitting right now. But this is abysmal. And I can normally come here and spin something positive. I got nothing. Tonight was very, very difficult to find any silver lining in. There's none. They're a 500 baseball team now. They've played really bad now for a week and a half or so. The one highlight you could talk about is they won that 4th of July game against the Phillies. That's been like the highlight. They had a really bad 2-4 road trip. They had a chance to make something happen here. Couldn't do it. It's frustrating. And look, Diane says it here. It's a shame people pay good money to go watch a game like that. I agree. I'm going Sunday. I don't know why I'm going Sunday, but I'm going Sunday. Should I? Probably not. Probably not a good idea how to spend my money. But I like being at the ballpark. I would much rather be there when they're playing a little better, like we all would. And just what you're getting right now, this product that they're putting on the field is absolutely embarrassing and brutal. I just expected better. Maybe that's on me, but I thought they'd be a little better than this. And I thought they would take this opportunity and be able to make something out of it. And their first 2 chances, they are over. So, maybe you get 1 or 2, these next 2. I'm not counting on it. And then you can take advantage of the Rockies and feel good going to the All-Star break. But you got to get going now. Yeah, Nikita says here. Because they didn't even play to their competition. That's actually really funny. I can't even lie. That's really funny. But you know what? We'll get there. Maybe this gets better. But I'm not counting on it. And next, we're going to talk about Nick Martinez. Because, I don't know, I could have lived with a bad inning. But he was really good in 3 of his 5 innings. And the other 2, he was atrocious. So we're going to talk about that and more right after this. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, whether it's who's going to get a hit today, no one on the Reds, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Unless, of course, you're betting on the Cincinnati Reds. Whether I'm placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet right into the 9th inning, which you can't do if you're a Cincinnati Red because they're always out of the game by the 9th inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm part of the action. Are you new to FanDuel? New customers can bet just $5 to get $150 in bonus bet if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had a service emergency like a burst pipe. If the first plumber didn't answer, did you wait? Nope. You called the next one. That's why having a reliable business is so important. That's why you need OpenPhone. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that helps you streamline and scale customer communication, all from an app on your phone or computer. Did you juggle 2 phones just to keep your business and personal separate? OpenPhone solved that instantly. I personally use OpenPhone a lot. For those who know, I do a lot of travel work for Disney and Universal. So I have a lot of calls I got to field and a lot of people I got to take care of while also taking care of my day job and my family and doing this. So OpenPhone really helps me out a lot with that. There's no more who's handling this. And the AI agent handles after-hours calls, answers common questions, and captures leads, so I will never miss a customer again. OpenPhone is offering Locked On listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/lockedonmlb. That's openphone.com/lockedonmlb. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Want to give a shout out to my everydayers here on the Postcast for spending some time with me as we discuss the Reds and whatever it is they're doing right now. I don't know if you'd call it baseball, but I will throw it through. I will let you say what you want to say about it. Please, if you're, as always, if you are still having fun here, watching me on each every night, I appreciate you. Please be sure to hit that notification button if you're joining us for the first time. So you can not only get my show after each and every game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday with Locked On Reds. And if you can't follow along with us on YouTube, please be sure to follow us on your podcast app of choice so you can get our show and your content each and every day. Guys, Nick Martinez today really struggled. Let's talk about where it got really bad.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Oh, boy. So, first 2 innings, Nick Martinez looked awesome, right? And, I mentioned it yesterday when Seth was on the show that his past 4 or 5 starts against the Marlins, he's been awesome against them, and it looked like he was going to be kind of cruising through that again. Nope. That was not the case. So let's just run down the third inning, shall we? Because it was really bad. He walks Liam Hicks to start the inning. Roberto Hernandez singles on a ground ball to Ellie. Dane Myers then singles, bringing in Liam Hicks, 1-1. Dane Myers steals second base. Xavier Edwards doubles, brings in 2 runs. Jesus Sanchez singles, brings in Xavier Edwards. Otto Lopez singles. That's really cool. Brings Bruce James. And Augustine Ramirez doubles, makes it 5-1. Kyle Stowers gets a sac fly, 6-1. And Connor Norby on a sac fly makes it 7-1. 7 runs in an inning. And the Reds bullpen so beat up, they had to leave Nick Martinez out there. That's where we're at. Yeah. And then he goes out there in the fourth, and it's really good again. You're like, all right, cool, whatever. Just a bad inning that you had to wear. Gets to the 5th inning, you go, cool. Starts the 6th, gives up 3 more runs. 10 earned runs today on 7 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. I don't know. I feel like this situation with the Hunter Green injury and everything going on, when they brought up Chase Burns like a couple weeks ago, wasn't it like they want to win right now? That hasn't shown. At all. Yeah, Dave, I didn't mention Matt McClain's homer. So that was cool. Also the first run of the game, once again, where the Reds take the lead and then get beat up pretty bad. And then for Martinez situation, it's like your ERA went up like 50 points or something like that. And also just the fact that I don't understand what happened. I don't understand how the Reds cannot be competitive against the Miami Marlins. This isn't playing to your competition at this point. That's a major league team as well. And Nick Martinez couldn't get anybody out for 2 innings, and it really cost them a lot. And they should be playing a lot better. Andrew Abbott got named an all-star during the game, so that's cool. I mean, there was that on the pitching side of things. Scott Barlow gets an inning from there. Lyon Richardson throws an inning, which he was finally using the correct way. If you guys remember what I was talking about last night, so that's cool. And Jose Trevino throws 2 innings. So again, for the second time in a week, Jose Trevino threw a couple innings. That's where we're at right now. That's where things are with the Cincinnati Reds after a game like today. Let's get to our, if we have one, Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Matt McClain hit a solo shot, so I guess it's him. But I don't know. When you lose 12-2, do you really deserve a Player of the Game? John, this is a good point. Yeah, he did get BABIP to death. At least it was 3-2-1 Tuesday. I saw they're also doing $4 beers and $4 sodas this weekend. So that's cool. I like this, actually. Laura says Gapper is the Player of the Game. I'll do that. Gapper made a lot of kids happy in the stands tonight, because the baseball team certainly didn't. So we got that going for us. I got nothing for this segment. I just really want to say that if once again we're doing this song and dance where Nick Krall tells us to continue to just be patient and we can't wait till we get our guys back, how many guys are they missing at this point? Fraley, Hunter. This is just where they're at right now. And this has to get better. If they're just going to sit on their hands, I don't blame you guys for feeling the way you feel. Every day I come in here and I look forward to turning the mic on and talking with you guys. I'm sorry tonight I was not my normal energy. I'm just as disappointed as you all are that this team is giving us nothing and just really irritating us. And we're spending all of our time watching them on a nightly basis. And we're getting performances like we got tonight and the last 3 games before it. I can live with a 4-game losing streak. I can absolutely live with a 4-game losing streak. What I can't live with is just not being competitive. That's where I'm at right now. So I'll do my best to be better tomorrow, because I think I try to do my best to be a good effort and give you good energy, but watching a 12-2 game, it just wasn't there tonight. And this was the worst Reds game I can remember of the season. And that's saying something for a season like this, but we'll go ahead and close this out. The Cincinnati Reds do take the loss tonight to the Miami Marlins, 12-2. The Marlins 12 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. The Reds 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. Your winning pitcher tonight is Yuri Perez. He's now 2-2. Nick Martinez is your loser. He's now 6-9. The Reds are back at it tomorrow as all-star Andrew Abbott takes the hill. Hopefully that's a good sign. He's 7-1 with a 2.15 ERA. He'll be going against Sandy Alcantara, who is 4-8 with a 7.01 ERA. Let me see if there's anything you want to have some reassurance for tomorrow. It's that it's all small sample sizes, but the best player who has a career against Sandy Alcantara so far is Gavin Lux with an 875 OPS. So we at least have that going for us. Hopefully he can do something for the game tomorrow. I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone, thanks for joining me tonight. I hope we can talk about a win tomorrow. We need to make it happen. Go Reds. Can't wait to see you all then.